Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you had a really great day trading today. So today was Tuesday, July 30th, and we had some awesome moves today ahead of FOMC tomorrow. We did open SPY with a small gap up, and I am still annotated from the day here today. I'm just going to leave these in here, but we did open with that gap up to the first resistance right here. We got above the 35 EMA and right to this resistance that we've been seeing since last Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, and yesterday right here. So we came up to that level and we right away started to close in that gap, and we got back under the 35 EMA, got underneath the 50-day moving average. We sold off today all the way to the bottom of the implied move, and we even got outside of that. So right here, this never gets old when we drop down to the bottom of the implied move, and especially if you see oversold signals here as well. We did swing right back into the implied move after getting outside of it here, and we came back up to the 50-day moving average, and that 35 EMA was also there. So we closed underneath the 35 EMA on the 30-minute time frame and the 50-day moving average, which was showing support last Friday and then yesterday. So we did break those two levels. We did, as soon as we filled this gap from last Thursday going into Friday, right here, we did swing back up, and actually I think we left just a little bit of that open right there. But if you did sell 540, 539 bull put spreads here at the bottom, then those would have been up 100% at expiration. And then let's look at that from SPX perspective as well. Same price action. We did open with that gap up and took it right to the first resistance level after getting above this 35 EMA right here. And then we got pulled right back under 35 EMA, under the 50-day moving average, all the way down to the bottom of the implied move right here. And then we came in, we filled this gap from last Thursday, and once that gap was pretty much filled, there's just a few pennies here left at the bottom, we swung right back up, took it to the 35 EMA, and we ended up closing within the implied move. So if you sold spreads right here at any of these strikes, 54.20, 54.10 is what I sold, and that did swing back up. Those closed at 100% profit. And if you took any of these strikes here, those would have paid for you today. So we did see that red momentum here. We did see that play out today with that down move. And once we filled this gap, once we reached oversold, we did swing back in to close within the implied move. So SPY did close down 0.51%. SPX closed down 0.5%, VIX closed up 6.57%, and we did close within the implied move in both SPY and SPX. And make no mistake, guys, it's definitely scary to buy that dip when you see those big red candles and a fast sell-off like we saw today. But we did get that oversold signal here. We were at the bottom of the implied move, and we did see that green gap here. So probability was on our side for a swing back up. And the more you see it, the more we review the price action and you see how it works, the more comfortable you'll be with taking trades like that. So then switching over to QQQ, we opened today with that move up. We didn't quite get to the next resistance level. We barely were able to hold on to the 35 EMA here, and we started to sell off. We did close this first gap. That was from last Thursday going into Friday, and we took it all the way down to the 4-hour 200 moving average, got just under that level, filled the gap underneath. This gap was from the end of May here, and we saw a down gap here, and then we gapped over that down gap. We did have an island bottom right here, and we finally got back to that level. And last Thursday we closed out the bear gap. Today we closed out the bull gap. So this did turn out to be quite the battle zone since last Thursday, and we did see a little bit of support. It brought us back up above the 4-hour 200 moving average, and 458 was the bottom of the implied move here. We did close just a little bit outside that at 457.53. So if you did sell 458 bull put spreads here, those would have closed pretty much break even today. So no loss, no gain. And we were able to hold above that 4-hour 200 moving average. and QQQ did close down 1.37%. VXN closed up 4.86%, and we closed just a little bit outside of the implied move today. So another big red day for QQQ, and look at how clearly you could see that 35 EMA as a resistance right here, here, and right here. So basically ever since we made all-time highs here and we lost that strength, we have been having a lot of trouble holding that 35 EMA. And as soon as we can get above it and see it as support, then maybe we'll see a little bit more upside. But for right now, that 35 EMA is a very strong resistance level. So taking it over to IWM, the Russell small caps here, we did open with a gap up. Let me get my arrows out of here. So we opened with a gap up, and you see this wick, we took it almost to the top of the implied move. It doesn't look like a big move, but the top of the implied move was 1.47%. So we did open with a pretty decent size move, but we didn't get up to the last resistance here that we saw Monday. And we did pull back down underneath the 35 EMA. We closed that morning gap right here, and then we did find support above that gap that we didn't completely fill all the way yesterday. And then we pulled back up and we actually closed above the 35 EMA. So ever since we made those highs and got rejected from that bear gap, IWM has been consolidating sideways and showing a decent amount of strength here. Definitely pretty impressive. Don't forget that bear gap is above us, but we have definitely been holding up in IWM. So IWM up 0.38%, RVX up 1.20%, and we did close completely within the implied move here. And even though we are struggling to hold that 35 EMA past few days, we did actually close bullish here in IWM, meaning price above the 35 EMA and 35 EMA above the 30-minute 200 moving average. So that was IWM. And lastly, we have the Dow DIA, also showing quite an impressive amount of strength here. We did trade completely above the 35 EMA, so we did open up, then pulled back down, but found support on that 35 EMA. And even with that red momentum here, we did manage to stay above the 35 EMA, and we did close up 0.47%, and we did stay within the trading range today. All right, so that was a recap of today. I'm gonna go ahead and upload this video here and then get to work on tomorrow's trading ranges, and that will be out in a few hours. If you guys want to support this channel, if I help you to choose better strikes and take better trades, and you love that I break it down every night, then please make sure to give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, leave me a comment if you have any questions at all. I do get back to all comments. And also don't forget about the thank you button. It's a super easy way to show appreciation for everything I do. It does take a lot of time out of my day, and I don't charge for any memberships or anything outside of this. I don't hold back in these videos. So show some support with that thank you button, and also thank you guys so much for everyone that has already used that thank you button. If this is it for you guys tonight, then have a good night, and for everyone else, I'll see you in a few hours with tomorrow's trading ranges. Have fun, trade safe, make sure you take profits when you're up. I'll see you guys in a